It's easy to sum it up. We're talking about practice.
Because it's about as casual as it gets. What's the problem now?
That's a clown question, bro.
I think we ought to send a beating at least.
World champions!
Start playing with some jam in here. Let's go.
Philadelphia, looking as only you can look. Woo!
Here we go, here we go.
Click on Zombie Apocalypse.
The heck are you doing?
Adding it to the stream.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to week 22 of the J&P Sports Podcast. My name is Patrick Wilson, and I am proudly joined by my co-host, Jonathan Papp. John, how are you doing today?
Well, not a great night from the Flyers last night, but it's a back-to-back. Feeling good.
They also had to fly halfway across the country.
Yeah.
On that back-to-back. That was dumb.
Coming off a great week, of golf and school and other life things, and we're good to go.
Well, that's good. Sorry, had to add that.
I'm working on my swing, and I still shot 77 with 2 birdies to beat the one kid who,
for everybody who can't see, yeah, I said it.
That's fine. It's fine. I'm fine.
I'm
fine.
Did you get that video I sent you earlier this week about some dude roasting golf and baseball?
No, I don't think so.
No, I sent it to you on TikTok.
Well, here's the thing. Tiger Woods is on the comeback. He
again.
Justin Thomas, the number 3 player in the world, said that he was at Tiger's house the other day, and he's going to try to come back, but he won't. He's going to give it a try, but he won't come back to compete if he's not competitive. But we all know he's going to be competitive because he's just Tiger freaking Woods. So, as soon as he touches the club, he's just that good.
He'll retire eventually. We got a nice little comment here. So, are we starting off with the Flyers today, I guess?
Yeah. All right. Goaltending. Goaltending is a big reason why
the Flyers are basically as good as they are.
Yeah. It says it in our title. The power play stinks. I texted Patrick last night, and I have a brand new 2 lines of power play. Brand new. Straight off the cuff. So, Oscar Lindblom, a concern. My concern is that he's on the 4th line, and he's not that type of player. I think he's definitely getting chances, but I love that 4th line with Nate Thompson and Zach McEwen. I love how they just kind of get on the ice and just run around and drill people.
Oscar's definitely not that type of guy.
Yeah.
He's a good forechecker, but he's not a good.
He's not an
tough
energy
guy. Yeah,
he's not an energy guy. But I don't know where else he would play. He would have to be sent down to the Phantoms for him to play, because he's not going to get. You're not going to put anybody else down, especially with Kevin Hayes back.
You could get Scott Lawton down there.
Nah.
Because he's a good hitter and energy guy.
Yeah, but they like him at center, because if they were going to move him to a wing, they would have done that when Kevin Hayes came back, but he's still playing center.
Fair enough. It still wouldn't be a bad idea to switch them around a little bit.
I have the lines here from last night. Drew, Coots, and JVR. Farabee, Hayes, Atkinson, Brassard. They moved Brassard the wing, which I thought was interesting. Brassard, Lawton, TK, and then Lindblom, Thompson, McEwen.
They moved TK down to 3rd? I don't think I realized that.
Yeah. Because they put Farabee, Hayes, and Atkinson together.
Why didn't they put JVR down on third? I don't think JVR deserves
I think it's just a chemistry thing.
I still don't think he deserves that top line spot. He hasn't really done anything this year.
Well, I think, especially with this Flyers team, but I think in all of hockey, you don't really have a top line anymore. I think it's more of just a chemistry type thing where they kind of just put the best chemistry guys and the best players who have connections together that can generate scoring opportunities. So I don't necessarily think, because for me, my number one line would be the Fairbeat Hayes Atkinson line. That would be my go-to line.
They haven't really done too much in the past 5 games either, though.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, if I needed a goal, I'm putting my 2 best goal scorers out there plus a playmaker, and that's that line.
Fair enough.
So that's just what I'm saying.
I would still want Coots, G, and TK together because I think those 3 have the best chemistry together.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be interesting because with Wade Allison coming back, that probably means that Broussard's going to be out. Especially
either Broussard or
McEwen.
I still can't say his name right. McEwen?
McEwen. It's Mac Ewan. But it's spelled Mac. But it's
McEwen.
But it's McEwen.
McEwen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here.
I still think he'll be down.
Hold on. I have an idea. No. Hold on. Since they moved Broussard to the wing, they would take him out. Put Allison in. Wade Allison when he comes back.
Okay.
They move Allison down to the 4th line. Lindblom up.
I don't think they're putting Allison on the 4th line.
Chris, my friend, I have the changes for you.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're working on the actual line itself right now, and then we're moving to the power play lines. We're getting there. Don't you worry.
Because I think I would like an Allison, Thompson, McEwen line. I think that would bring a lot of energy, and I think that could generate some scoring opportunities with Allison's ability to score a little bit.
Yeah, I just don't like him down that low because he's not going to get much playing time, and he deserves that playing time. He earned it last year.
But then you move Lindblom up. It's a new year, though. Everybody needs a refresher.
True.
So what happened last year doesn't matter. I mean, we saw what happened, last year.
Well, with Hart too, yeah.
Yeah,
Hart played horrible.
Yeah,
and now he's been a freaking beast this year. Even though
if
he's
you look
got
at my
fantasy
hockey team, my new photo is a brick wall, and my name's Carter Hart. So
it's a brick wall. And the one day you should have played him and he got 12 points, you did not.
Yes, that's because
I'm currently up 8 points because of that.
Yeah, we didn't need to relive that, but it's okay.
You mean the Hurricanes?
Yes.
He was playing the Hurricanes that day. But when Wade Allison comes back, I would put him in TK's spot in that 3rd role and then move TK up somewhere.
Okay, but then who are you taking out?
Move TK, switch TK and JVR. Yeah, I guess Broussard would have to come out of the lineup.
Yeah,
he's such a good veteran role model, though.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of slowed down. I think eventually he's going to get slower. I mean, maybe come playoff time when the speed of the game is a little bit slower, he could help. But I just think that it just moves so fast paced that he's kind of slowing things down a little bit.
Slowing things down is not always a bad thing.
No, I just mean his speed. I don't think he can keep up. Chris, you came to the wrong podcast if you think we're going to bash Carter Hart.
No, yeah, Broussard would probably have to come out at that point. You're not wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
You were definitely not wrong there.
And I think you gotta show a little love to Oscar and move him up a little bit just to see what he can do with some actual playmaking and scoring around him. Because
Move
on
him
that
up with G and Coots then?
well, like on that fourth line, he's the main focus of scoring. You know what I'm saying? When they get in the offensive zone, they're only focusing on him.
Yeah, and he hasn't potted anything yet this year, so that's kind of not a go-to goal scorer that you need right now.
If anything, I think he's on the way up. If anything,
I think he is too. He's shown a lot of grit, and he's
His not-
shown a lot of.
yeah.
He's like has a lot of chances under his belt that just have not gone in. Like goalies have made amazing saves against
I've
him.
heard Jim Jackson say his name a lot more in the last 5 or so games than I did in early going.
Yeah, definitely. Like Lindblom has been doing fantastic. Like even though he hasn't potted any goals and like 2 assists in the past 5 games, something like that. Not even. Like he's not getting the points that his work is showing. Is basically what I'm saying. Like, so I'm not upset with Lindblom still being in the lineup. I think he's definitely getting back into the form that he once was before he got his cancer, and he's starting to look good again. Now we just need him to start scoring some goals. But
I think he can only do that if he gets moved up.
That's good, or that's true too. Like I think getting him with Lawton would be a good one because Lawton and Lindblom have been working really well together.
Yeah. So you could have Lindblom, Lawton, and I still think you need a shooter on that line. I would still keep
Allison?
TK there. You could put Allison, but I could also put TK there.
All right, then who would you have on the top line? You want to keep JVR up there?
I would keep JVR there because you have a shooter and Giroux. JVR gets in front.
And then Coots just does Coots.
Runs the middle, yeah.
He's just kind of like there and he gets points.
Yeah.
All right, second line.
Second line's Farabee, Hayes, Atkinson. I just think
okay.
Kevin Hayes said he was slow. I mean, I would give that a couple games just to see what they could do. And
well, yeah, he hasn't played since May 10th other than last night.
No, I know. I mean,
like,
he even had an assist last night. So.
Oh, he did? I missed that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unless they changed it.
No, I watched the first period and then.
Oh, the good period.
Yeah. I basically watched the good period, yeah, and
look what happens. You need to watch more.
Yeah. Sorry, I got a little busy last night.
Well, let's move to the defensive pairs because I am a little bit worried about Travis Sanheim. I don't know why, but I just am.
It seems like he's always on the ice when a goal is scored.
Well, Oscar was on the ice for 3 of the goals last night.
Yeah, we're on defensive pairs now, but come on.
No, I know.
Stick with the program.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No, he always seems to be on the ice when the goal is scored, but I still don't think he's a bad defenseman.
No, I know.
I just think him being paired up with Ristolainen is really screwing him. Like,
Ristolainen's played really well.
I mean, there was one game that he played really well. Yeah, I will admit that.
He played really well last night, I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought he could make some improvements because he let up a decent amount of scoring chances for the other team in the first period, but I guess that's just me at that point. I don't know. But I do think pairing him up with Ristolainen.
Well, then we got to switch him up. Because
I want Provy and Ellis together again.
Well, here's the thing. They kept Provy and Braun together last night. Sanheim, Risto, Yandel, Ellis. But there was a time early in the third period where they put Ellis and Provy together. And then they went away from it, I think. So I don't really know what's going on with that. I mean, I think early on in training camp, they had Provy and Ellis together. But then towards the end and the start of the season, they had Yandel and Ellis together in practice. So I don't really know what to expect. But I would put Provy Ellis together And I hate to say it, but what about Yandel and Risto together?
I was thinking Yandel and Sanheim, and then Braun and
Isn't that two
Risto.
lefties though?
Oh, I wasn't thinking about the sticks. I guess I wasn't thinking about the sticks.
I mean, that could work, but
I just think Risto and Braun would be a better pair because Braun kind of like stays back a little bit more while Risto can go up and do his forechecking thing, and there still be a defender back.
yeah.
So I mean, like that's why I think they'd be a good pair together. And then the two other ones that would be left out are Yandel and Sanheim,
Right.
where I don't think that'd be a bad grouping either.
I think Keith Yandel is just like Derek Brassard. They're a little older. It's getting they're getting a little slower after, the big jump start from the start of the year. And I think I'm just waiting for Cam York just to kind of evolve into that spot. I think I'm just waiting for an injury.
I still don't think that's happening this year.
I'm just waiting for an injury. Well, you also have Sam Morin too. So like when he comes back from injury, I mean, what about the Twin Towers with Risto and Morin?
Yeah, but even if there's an injury, I still think Sealer's going to come in before they bring York
I
in.
forgot about him. Darn.
Yeah, you'd need a couple injuries on the defensive line,
Yeah.
which we can't afford, in my opinion. Not right now.
I'm not going to root for somebody to get injured. Not on my team.
Oh, I was going to say, dude, you asked like two of my players to get injured last night alone.
No, that's fake.
Not like a big tear in the ACL, just like a minor one.
No, I said a hamstring. The ACL is different. You can't walk. Hamstring is a little different. You can handle that. Just kidding, of course, for legal purposes.
Only for legal purposes, though. Other than that, he's serious.
But yeah, should we move to the power play because they blow?
Yes.
3 for 29.
Yeah, they have not been doing good.
3 for 29.
With
Okay.
Ellis back, though, that second line looked
So
a lot better.
here's what I found interesting. So I'm going to read off the lines for you. Last
Okay.
night, it was TK, Coots, Giroux, Atkinson, Yandel. Second power play was JVR, Hayes, Farabee, Provorov, Ellis. Now, what I find interesting is that they have one defenseman on the first one and two on the second one.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know hockey that well to know why, but I don't know.
Maybe because the second line is usually out there for the last like 20 seconds or so. So if they get a chance, great. But if
Yeah,
not, and the
maybe.
guy comes out of the box, they have two defenders back.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't be that's not a horrible idea.
Yeah, okay. So here are my lines.
All right.
I have Farabee, Hayes, and Giroux. Atkinson, Ellis.
That's power play one.
That's power play one. Because I got
Okay.
Farabee and Giroux to shoot, Hayes to create, Atkinson to shoot, Ellis to set up.
Yeah, Hayes isn't afraid to be in front of the goalie either.
Right.
So that wouldn't be bad.
And the second one, I have JVR, Coots, TK, Provorov, and Risto.
Risto is more offensive minded. Yeah, I'm actually surprised he hasn't been on the power play a little bit more. I guess because his offense hasn't been as good as it has been in previous
I don't think he's
years.
taking that many shots, to be
He
honest.
really hasn't. Like, we kind of brought him in as more of a tough guy. But we could use his offense on the power play too.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean I didn't even think about putting Risto in actually.
Because he was on the power play when Ellis was out.
Yeah.
So what do you think of those two lines? Who would you switch out and why?
So for the first line, I would kind of want Farabee, TK, Giroux, JVR, and Ellis.
Farabee, TK, Giroux, Farabee out. So you're moving Hayes.
Moving Hayes to second.
That doesn't work because Coots and Hayes play the same position.
It's on a power play, so it doesn't really matter. Giroux and Coots play center.
Drew plays wing now.
Yeah, for a power play, just move either Coots or Hayes on the wing.
I think what I'm trying to say is they're the same player. They're the same type of player.
Yeah, but Coots can also play outside on the wing where like Giroux plays at.
I guess.
He's played there before. I do know that. Like, and plus, it also wouldn't be a bad idea to get two people in front of the goalie.
Yeah.
Because then the defense has to really enclose in on that because there's no two players instead of the one. Instead of having four on the outside and having the defense spread out a little bit, then there would be a lot of traffic in front. And when that puck slips through, the goalie's not really going to see it.
Right. Yeah, no, I hear you.
So having Giroux, Farabee, TK, Ellis, and who did I say for my fifth one again?
You said Farabee, Giroux, TK, Ellis, and Atkinson.
Atkinson, yes. Okay, yeah. Having them because you have Drew and Atkinson that will shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Drew's still a playmaker too. You have Farabee that can shoot as well. You got Ellis as your top defenseman that can just whip it in there.
I still feel like you have too many shooters on that first line and not enough on the second one.
Well, the second line, we would then have Coots, Hayes. Oh, wait, no, JVR. JVR was on the front line, not Atkinson.
Oh, okay.
So it would be TK, Farabee, JVR, G, and Ellis.
Got it. That makes a lot more sense.
That way you have JVR in front of the net. You have Farabee and TK who can shoot. You have Giroux that can make the plays and still shoot. And then
there's
Ellis.
Nobody in front of the net on the
JVR.
First one. Or on the second one. Kevin Hayes can do it, but I don't think I would want him to be in front.
The second one you would have Hayes, Atkinson,
Coots.
Oh, Coots.
And then you have two defensemen. You don't have anybody in front.
Hold on. I'm trying to think of who else is left. Would Lotz be?
Yeah, I think it would put Lindblom in over Lawton just to be in front.
Okay.
That's what I would do personally.
Yeah, because Lindblom's not afraid to be in front either. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that would work. So Coots, Atkinson, Hayes, Lindblom, and then switch out like Provy and Sanheim.
You'd put Sanheim on over Risto?
Yeah, because that's the second line. If the person comes out of the box, I don't trust Ristolainen to be back. So I would only put Ristolainen on that line if there was a second defenseman. But since I have four forwards, I would trust Sanheim more than Risto.
Well, my thing is, this power play is so deep with talent that I don't think your second line is your traditional second line where it's just kind of thrown in there. I think it's more of, hey, go score, instead of, just kind of keep the puck down there.
Oh yeah, that's what we need.
I mean,
we need power plays that can score.
So we could barely enter the zone. We could barely enter the zone, let alone get set up. When we get set up, we're fine. But our problem is entering the zone.
Yeah, and I would trust Sanheim to do that more than Risto as well. Be able to get in the zone.
They just kind of winging around the boards. And it's just like, hey, go get it. Go Fats.
Yeah, you can't keep doing that.
Yeah. Well, there's my Flyers debacle.
So
Because this team will not go anywhere without their power play.
that is true, yeah. And their power play has not been doing well, and as you can tell in their past 5 games, they've won 3 and lost 2. But
and then they can't stay out of the box, and your power play, your penalty kill guys are exhausted. Then that bleeds into everybody else being exhausted because then they got to play double, and then you're slow. Then you're spending a bunch of time down your defensive zone, and then they score like 3 times. So
yeah,
like your penalty kill's been better, but it's out there so much that you can only expect so much.
Yeah, that is true too. And then the only thing I have to say though is Provy's blast last night. Fire.
Yeah, and he leveled some Hurricanes, dude, the night before.
Yeah, he's been energized.
Yeah,
he's been good.
All right, what do we want to switch to? What do we say?
Eagles
show. Eagles. All right, Pat. The question we're all been waiting for: are they going to win today?
I still don't think so. I know the Denver Broncos, their front line's a little bumped up, but I mean, I just don't trust the Eagles defense enough. I think they're going to let up a lot of short to intermediate throws that are like the 5 to 15 yard range. And the Broncos are just going to march down the field and score like 3 or 4 times throughout the game. And I don't think the offense will be good enough to keep up with it. The Eagles' offense will be good enough to keep up.
Well, the Broncos, they don't have either left tackle or right tackle today. They're both hurt. They don't have their top 2 corners. I mean, Patrick Surtain Jr., their first-round pick, he's been limited in practice all weekend. He's going to try and play pregame, but we'll have to see. I mean, if he plays, it kind of changes things. But if he doesn't, then you're playing against Ronald Darby, a former friend of ours that always got torched over the top. But he did win a Super Bowl with us, so thank you. He has a little bit of trouble of what his eyes mess him up a lot. Like he has the speed to get back if he makes a mistake, but he'll jump on a double move. He'll bite for the play action, and then he'll stay up a little bit, and he just blow him over the top. So I think there are going to be plays for Quez Watkins to push the ball down the field, but I don't see them winning today. I think they keep it close. Yeah, I know. I said it.
Hold on.
I said it.
Hold on. I want to make sure. Is this thing working? Is this thing working?
I just don't think a lot of the matchups work.
Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
Is John actually being a realistic fan?
It took 22 weeks, but I think we're at rock bottom.
Wow. Okay. I want to explain a little bit more. I want to hear like all your thoughts on this because I don't understand why you're actually going against the Eagles today.
I just don't think that they match up well against the Broncos. I put it this way.
Is Sanders back today or is that next week?
He's not back.
Okay.
The Broncos have the 6th best rushing defense. So we're gonna find out a lot today. Like today is a pretty important game, not because of a win or a loss, but to find out what these coaches and these players can do because the Broncos have the 6th best rushing defense. So the Eagles' bread and butter the last few weeks has been running the ball. And we haven't seen yet.
Imagine that.
The Eagles, we haven't seen yet if Sirianni gets down, let's say 14 points, if they get down 14-0 real quick, is he going to stick with the run because that's what they do? Or if they get shut down real quick with a quick, let's say on the first drive they go 3 and out and run the ball twice and get like 3 yards. Are they just going to go away from it? We don't know. So I think today's a big What's the phrase I'm trying to use?
Decision-making day.
I'm trying to make it funnier. I can't.
See if they get shat on day.
No, it's a let's test your stones day. Let's test how ballsy you can get with staying in your own plan, because I think that with this rushing defense, you just have to keep going at it and show that you can run the ball a little bit. And then that opens up everything else. I mean, Jalen Hurts is one of the best quarterbacks on play action passes the last few weeks because of their running game. It's just as simple as that. It opens everything else up. And I still don't think they use the middle of the field enough. They only go to the sidelines. So I think they need to put Dallas Goedert right there in the middle and just kind of run in routes all day. Because that is the weak point of the Broncos defense. They allow a lot of short and intermediate passes in the middle of the field. So I think that screams Dallas Goedert if you're a fantasy owner of him today. Let's see.
Dude, I'm hoping this game's like 45-40 Denver, because then and like Jerry Jeudy gets like 2 touchdowns and 100 yards.
Here's the other thing.
And like Patrick gets like a touchdown, like 80 yards or something, and then Dallas Goedert gets like 2 touchdowns.
Here's the thing. You also have to deal with the thin air. I mean, I know it's a stupid thing to say, but like it's real. Thin air, not hair.
Oh, I heard hair.
Thin air. And
I was gonna say I've been dealing with it for the past like few years now.
I mean, the Eagles historically have been blown out in Denver, like pretty badly, like by 20. So just because of the air, I think most likely because the last time they played in Denver.
Is it because of the air or because Peyton Manning was just a freaking beast?
Well, no, like going back to like 2005, that was the year after the Eagles went to the Super Bowl. I mean, they had a good team with Donovan and T.O., and they got blown out by 20 or 25, something like that. So I don't think it's necessarily the team. I think it's more the air.
All right.
So I just don't think everything lines up. But it's going to be a prove it, because Jonathan Gannon has taken a lot of criticism this week, and a lot of it is warranted. So, and he has blitzed a lot more against bad quarterbacks. The Eagles have played really well against bad quarterbacks, and Teddy Bridgewater is just like, hey, I'm just going to check this thing down to, my running back 30 times a game and just get my completion percentage up. He's throwing the ball at like a 70% clip just because he just dinks and dunks the entire freaking way. It's good news that the Eagles let up more percentage-wise than Teddy Bridgewater completes. I mean, that's just like an NFL record. So we're good at getting records. And if Jonathan Gannon plays deep, I mean, Teddy Bridgewater is known for just dinking and dunking his way down the field. So he's just gonna have a 90% completion percentage today, and then we're just gonna be like the third week in a row that. Actually, I don't think this year they've had a quarterback be below 65% completion percentage.
We're doing great, boys. We're doing great.
Some of it is the players, but some of it is the coach. You just need to be more aggressive. He doesn't want to get beat over the top, and with these wide receivers, you will get beat over the top. And I think you just have to take a chance with Teddy Bridgewater being inaccurate. I think it's just how it has to be today.
Yeah, you got to
put it all out there.
Definitely got to put pressure on the quarterback today,
especially with their 2 offensive tackles being out.
Well, you never know. The backups could really fill in that hole.
But there's going to be miscommunication. So you just got to, stunts, run 5, set. They have to go one-on-one and have somebody beat somebody. I mean, that's a crazy concept, right? Beat somebody one-on-one. Bring 6? I don't know.
Let's see a pick 6 today.
How about we just say a turnover? Force a turnover.
Let's see a pick 6 today. Just not by the Denver's defense.
Jalen Hurts has done a really good job of not turning the ball over. Knock on wood.
Has he been more accurate recently with his passes?
He has 4 picks. He has been, because he's only been throwing the ball like 20 times a game compared to 40.
Okay.
And the running game has helped a lot. So I think this game's gonna be close, but I just don't think that they are able to pull it out.
I knew the run game was going to be key for this team. I just knew it. Like the passing was not working, and now that they've been running the ball, even the games that they've lost. I feel like they've kept up a lot better because of that run game.
Well, even your personnel on the offensive line is built to run the ball. I mean, Jason Kelsey is built to run over people with a head of steam and not hold somebody up. Landon Dickerson is a 10 times better run blocker than he is a pass blocker. So if you can limit the amount of times that they have to pass block, that helps out your offensive line.
Very true. All right. So you wanted to do a report card type thing today, right?
Yeah.
All right. For
Just
me,
a quick
Eagles
one.
offense F, Eagles defense F. They're not a winning team. They suck.
How does F and F equal C? So
All right, more seriousness.
What's yours?
Well, what were the three you wanted to do? Offense, defense, and team as a whole, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's start with offense. Offense, I'll give them a C minus because I feel like they've been doing a lot better with the running game, which has brought it up. But without that running game so we're doing it for the first 9 weeks, since they didn't really establish that running game until week 7.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only time they would really get points is garbage time points when the other team knew that they had the game in the bag. So I mean, I don't like those points. Unless you can come back and win the game, I don't like those points. Because those are just pointless points at that point. It's just building your stats for...
How many times can Patrick say point?
I mean, my point is that the points that they get are just pointless. You know what I'm pointing saying? I mean, I just think that they're useless. They're just building stats up to make them seem better when they're not.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather not get those garbage time points than get them. It just builds false hope at that point. Do we have a point counter? Is that 18, 20 in 2 minutes? What about you?
Offense, I'm gonna go with a B minus, but I'm thinking an 80, right on the dot. I mean, I think the running game has brought it up to a B minus level grade. Without that, I think it's a C. I think that we have seen a progression from the offense, which is nice to know that the coaches will change from game to game based on what they see from the previous game. So I think Jalen Hurts has played better. I mean, as a result of the running game, I think Nick Sirianni has called better plays. I think he's that's what I got for the offense. A B minus.
Okay. We'll move to the defense then. You want to go first for defense, or you want me to?
The defense, I got a stone cold D for defense.
I was actually thinking D as well. I just don't think they can really keep up with any team right now, to be honest with you. They did really good against the Falcons and against Detroit, but then other than that, they've been horrible.
Yeah. Derek Barnett takes stupid penalties. It's always him. I mean, the head coach said it in week 3. It's always him. I mean, the defensive line takes up a lot of salary cap, and they've barely showed up from game to game. I mean, they showed up against the Lions, but who doesn't? The corners have played well. Steven Nelson, Darius Slay, I think they've played well. I think the safeties have done pretty well, but that's also because the ball hasn't been thrown to them because they're so far back and towards the end zone that they just throw it underneath. Yeah, I give it a D overall. Play calling, execution, personnel.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give it a D too. I just don't think they keep up enough. Like they really don't. Their coverage has been awful. Their pass completion has like their average is what, like 73% at this point.
It's not all coaching. It's a lot on Howie Roseman, but
Like, well, yeah, Howie Roseman sucks. They need to get him out of here, but they're not going to.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that one.
Because you agree with me. No, like they're, and then I mean they've done decently against the run game, I want to say, but I still don't think it's enough.
Well, it's not what it used to be. I mean, we used to hang our hat on that we were one of the best running defenses in the league. But when you don't, but that was because we were playing man coverage on the outside, so you were 1-on-1, and then you had an extra guy down in the box to stop the run. And now that you have two safeties up top, you now have one less guy in the box. Running backs get 4 or 5 yards every time, and then you just still stay back there, and then they just dink and dunk, dink and dunk.
Yeah, like their defense is way too easy to figure out.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, I like their red zone defense when you only have to guard for like 20 yards.
Well, yeah, because everybody's a lot closer together.
Yeah, that's the only reason why.
Yeah, no, I'm just not happy with this defense because, like, even in previous years when they've had a really good defense, and I did see that. Like, I always thought their defense was always one of the like better defenses out there, and it was just their offense was lacking. But now this year, I feel like their defense is lacking while their offense is progressing.
Well, they haven't drafted a defensive player in the first round in years. It's been since Derek Barnett that they took a defensive player in the first round.
I was gonna say because they haven't
Since
really
2017.
Because they haven't really needed to. I want to say
No, they've needed it. I mean, it's because of their lack of picking a wide receiver talent. That's why.
yeah, because they have to keep repicking their wide receivers.
Yeah, so like,
and then when they
Derek
pick a
Barnett
good quarterback,
sucks.
they run him out of town.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
So I mean, like,
Thank you for admitting that.
and now that Jalen Hurts is here, he's probably not going to get run out of town.
Not as easily.
Not as easily. That's true, because he's got 4 wins,
Something like that.
and he's second in the division instead of being last, and like an absolutely horrible division other than Cowboys. Sorry,
And the Cowboys-
Cowgirls.
And well, they just lost to the Broncos too at home last week. So you know,
That's
you
not gonna
never
help.
know. You never know what this division will do.
That is true.
That's why if
Yeah.
they won last week, they could have made a quick playoff push.
Yeah, no, I'd rather have them not make the playoffs than make the playoffs, because then they just get horrible draft picks.
Their picks are going to get screwed up whether they have the 1st or the 18th. I mean, it really doesn't matter. All right. Overall,
D plus. You do not like that.
I would go a little higher. I would say C.
I'm going right in the middle of my defense and offense.
I like that Nick Sirianni has everybody together. I think it's really good that he has Jason Kelsey, one of the leaders in that locker room, like breaking down the team and yelling roots, 1, 2, 3 roots. I mean, I think that's a great sign that he's got everybody together.
1, 2, 3 flowers.
I mean, he did scream it. He goes, roots on 3, 1, 2, 3, roots. Yeah, that was brings a great smile to my face. Because I love that analogy. But yeah, I think it definitely could be better, but I think it's mainly because of the roster construction. I think the offense has taken strides. And I mean, they're kind of everybody's upset of where they're at right now because they could have beaten the 49ers. They could have beaten the Chargers, and they didn't.
They somehow snuck away with a win from Carolina, too.
Yeah, but the thing is, when we do the win-loss in the beginning of the year, or as soon as the schedule comes out, a lot of people had them 3-6 at this point anyway. So, I mean, it's not that they lost; it's how they lose is how I look at it.
Yeah, I'm just going right in the middle of my offense and defense rankings because I just think their defense hasn't been really good all year other than against two horrible teams.
Yeah.
And those don't count to me, especially in football, because like it's not like those teams really have time to pick it back up and become a good team like they would in hockey or something. Where like Arizona right now in hockey is not a good team, but I can see them still having like 35 to 40 wins and being a decent team.
I saw a I forget it was on Twitter or TikTok, but the one guy, I think it was on TikTok. He said that he saw a guy on Twitter was keeping track of who won like the coin tosses this year, and the Lions are still 0-8. They still can't win a coin toss, let alone a football game.
That's all right. I just think their defense isn't where it needs to be, and I know this is more of a developing year, so I'm probably a little more harsh on them because I'm not, other than the offense finally starting to develop a run game, I'm not seeing too much development.
No, especially on the defensive side, there's other than TJ Edwards, their linebacker, there's nobody that I've said, hey, we have him to look forward to. Like Josh Sweat got a brand new contract at the beginning of the year. Where the hell has he been?
I didn't even know that he was a player on the team.
Sweaty? Every time he makes a sack or a big play, he goes, wipes the sweat off of his thing. I love it, but he doesn't make enough of them.
So I was going to say, so you see it once every 2 games?
Yeah.
Are you eating candy corn?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I just haven't seen enough development for me to be happy. Go with that. I'm happy I'm happy they developed a running game, but I'm just not seeing enough for me to be happy to give them anything above a C.
I mean, even like Devontae Smith, I mean, he had a great game last week, but in between that, I don't think they get him involved enough. I think
he hasn't really done anything.
I mean, he's on pace for 1,000 yards, which I mean, that's really all I can ask for out of a rookie year. But if I was Nick Sirianni, I'd be like, all right, here's my first drive. I'm going to throw 2 passes to Devontae Smith. We're going to get the run game going. Let's get him involved. Let's get Dallas Goedert involved. Let's run the ball.
Yes,
that's what I would do the first couple drives.
Get Dallas Goedert involved. Team. Definitely because of my fantasy team. Get him involved.
But you know what I'm saying? Get him like a screen pass.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I tweeted this out last week. We're the only team in the NFL that doesn't know how to run a simple screen pass that doesn't get like 8 yards. Our screen passes get blown up at the line of scrimmage. Their screen passes go for 15, 20 yards. Like, what the heck? We are the only team. This is for years. Like, ever since Chip Kelly left, we haven't been able to run a screen pass.
Yeah, but you won a Super Bowl off of not running a screen pass, so
we run even then, like, it wasn't great.
Yeah. That's all I got for the Eagles. Because now I'm just going to start repeating myself.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Sixers and Phillies left. Who you want to go to next?
I'll just go for a quick rundown on Phillies real quick. With the
offseason, I got one. You're on 2.
Yeah. With the offseason underway, I mean, baseball really doesn't have a start of the offseason. It kind of just magically appears. They have been linked. I mean, Dave Dombrowski, their president of baseball operations, has come out and said, hey, we're looking for a bat in left field. We're looking for starting pitching.
Basically,
they're
looking
rooming
for everything.
Yeah, they're looking for a center fielder. They were interested in Byron Buxton at the trade deadline, who's a really good player, speed player, but he gets hurt a lot, and he's going to cost a lot of money after you trade for him. So that doesn't really work because we're already tight as it is on money without going over the luxury tax.
I was going to say not really.
One player, lefty, that the Phillies and the Mets are in on is Aaron Loop, who's a unique lefty who had a .95 ERA, which is like astronomically low for any Phillies pitcher. So he'd be a great addition. Another player that they're interested in. This is all from John Heyman, like an MLB insider.
Okay.
They're also interested in Starling Marte, who's a little bit older. He's 31, but he's a really good player. He stole 25 bases last year.
Okay.
Or no, 40 bases at 25 home runs. Sorry. He's the center fielder. He's the top guy in the market, but you're gonna have to pay for him. But I would love him. Another player that they're interested. This would have to be a trade. Is for Byron Reynolds of the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's a really good young player that plays offense and defense really well. But you would have to give up major prospects for him, and I don't think that the Phillies have enough major prospects to give up while also keeping some to have of their own. Bryson Stott in the Arizona Fall League, who's the Phillies prospect. He's been lighting it up. He's lit it up the entire year in AA, AAA, and now in the Arizona Fall League.
He was just in the All-Star game and had a nasty hit.
Yeah, he's playing really well, and he's gonna really be pushing to make the. See, the Phillies have an interesting choice here because they could go. They still have Didi Gregorius on this roster for next year, which they're going to have to move that contract. It's $14 million. I was playing MLB The Show, doing the franchise, and doing my own offseason. You have to get rid of that contract because, A, you can use that money elsewhere, and B, you need to let Bryson Stott move up. The other option that they have is Trevor Story is also on the market. He's from the Colorado Rockies, and he's a really good hitter and a really good shortstop. So they could pay a lot for him, have him go to shortstop, move Gene Segura to the. See, here's the thing: it's really all based on if baseball goes to the DH or not in the NL. If they go to the DH, the Phillies are set because then they can move Reese to the DH, Alec Boehm to first, Gene Segura to third. They can move Bryson Stott to second. They could have Trevor Story at short, and it's all set. But if they don't have the DH, then they're going to have to make a choice on whether to trade Reese, what they're going to do with Boehm. Like it really just all depends. So keep your eye out on some Phillies news.
Trade Nola.
That's not out of the realm of possibilities. It's also Devontae Smith's birthday today.
Sweet, he gets to lose on his birthday.
He'll collect a game check if that's what you're referring to. But yeah, that's all I got on Phillies. Just keep your eye out for them as they.
Yeah, they're gonna make these. They're gonna make a couple big moves on free agents, and they're all gonna suck because they come to the Phillies.
Probably.
So pumped for that.
But
pumped for $10 games.
They did just
where the parking is literally twice the amount of the game ticket.
They signed a guy from the Rays to their research and development department. And the Tampa Bay Rays are like the one team that you don't want to make a trade with because you're going to lose that trade because they're just so good at like developing players. And they know like when to give up. So the fact that the Phillies went out and got somebody that's from that organization and knows like what they're doing, it gets me all excited because that's one of the biggest moves that they could have made. Also, there's this Japanese player that I'm hooked. There's this Japanese player that is also coming over who plays left field Phillies are looking for a left fielder who just rakes. I gotta show you him real quick. Time out. I don't even know how to spell his name.
You're doing good, bud.
I don't know
good.
how to spell his name. Can you see it or no?
You don't have to screen showing. That's what you're asking.
Good. If
Why
I
are
can't
there
find
a
it,
lot of, I was gonna say, why are there a lot of bad things on there right now?
no, I just can't. I just don't know his name, like to type it out. Whatever. But there's a Japanese dude who plays left field, and that I'm really excited if the Phillies can sign him. That he will just hit tanks up to the upper deck in left field.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I know we got the Union next playoff game next Saturday.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed you have to do a stupid fundraiser because we could have done the live stream on that.
I know.
Like the one Philadelphia team that's in the freaking playoffs.
Well, one thing that we should probably tell our listeners that we are looking to do a live stream during a game once a month. Hey, there's a Flyers game on. Let's watch the Flyers game together and just talk about it. Just something like that. And we were looking to do it for the Union playoff game, and now we got to hope that they make it to the next round.
Yeah, last year was kind of a tough blow on them since they won the Supporter Shield and then they lost in the first round.
Yeah.
And we're playing that same team that beat us in the first round this year.
Red Bulls.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I mean, hopefully they get their bearings under them a little bit and they don't choke. That's all I'm saying. Because they're still a really good team.
Yeah.
Sixers?
Yeah.
Dude, they've been doing great without their starters.
I mean, they've lost like 4 straight.
Oh, have they now?
Yeah. The fatigue is starting to catch up to them. They've played some better teams. And not having Joel Embiid just really stinks.
You won't have him for another, 5 days?
Yeah, he should be back this week, but then he's got to get conditioning up. Like, it's going to be another week minimum till he's back, like, regularly. Tyrese Maxey is averaging 30, though, in his last 3 games. With minimal turnovers.
He's really stepped it up.
Yeah. George Niang is just a monster. Drummond, like we covered last week. Furkan slowed down a little bit, but I think a lot of it is the fatigue of them having to play a bunch of minutes with only 8 guys. So I think it's starting to catch up to them a little bit, especially now going on this long road trip that they won't play a home game for another 2 weeks. So I just think that the fatigue factor is catching up to them, especially late in games, because they're in them. I mean, they're right there till the end, but they just can't get over the hump right now. And it stinks because they're a really good team in the East, but it just doesn't show it in the standings right now. Everybody's like, "Oh, let's talk about the Chicago Bulls." Yeah, beat them twice. Let's talk about the Miami Heat. Oh, screw Jimmy Butler. Let's talk about I don't even know who's. Let's talk about the New York Knicks. We have Sixers. The Knicks were so hyped that they beat the Sixers with like 8 players without having Matisse, Ben, Harris, Embiid, Isaiah Joe. Like the starting lineup that they played the Knicks against made a combined $38 million this year, and what was out made $150 million this year. And the Knicks were like celebrating, and the Knicks fans were outside the Wells Fargo Center like chanting, "Let's go Knicks." It's like, bro, you just barely beat us by like 3. Like, calm down. It's okay.
Wait until we get all our starters back.
Yeah. I mean, you're lucky Ben Simmons wasn't playing because he's never lost to the Knicks. So if we play them in the playoffs, we might just need Ben to just suit up.
If he's still even here. I mean, who knows? He
Yeah.
keeps getting fined and he's not being happy anymore.
Apparently his agent says that the Sixers medical staff and him and the Sixers fining Ben Simmons is making his mental health worse. It makes anybody's mental health worse if they're losing millions of dollars. Like just show up and play.
Yeah. He's not going to, though.
My mental health would be severely down if I was losing $33 million this year alone.
But you also don't have the paycheck to keep up with that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they still have a winning record right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're like 8-6, 8-5, something like that.
That's not bad. I can live with that.
Yeah, I mean, I like what they're doing. I like, I mean, Matisse hasn't played in, a week and a half. Bede hasn't played in a week. Tobias Harris just played his second game back. I mean, he put up 32 points last night.
Okay.
So, yeah. We'll be fine. We'll be fine later in the season, especially with Daryl Morey going to be adding some players at the trade deadline. I mean, I'm not worried at the moment right now.
Yeah. I'm not really too worried about them either. They're definitely going to be a playoff team. And honestly, I kind of don't think they really need Ben Simmons.
They need his trade value.
Well, yeah.
Because they need another player.
Yeah, they don't actually need him on the court, though, which is looking nice.
Like, they're not going to beat the Warriors right now. I mean, Steph Curry's just nuts.
Well, right now, yeah, they're not going to beat them, but when they get all their starters back, I feel like they have a solid chance to.
I'm saying with everybody healthy, I don't think they beat the Warriors right now.
Oh.
Because the Warriors are really good, and then they get back Klay Thompson, who's
okay, that's going to be a tough one.
and then they get the second overall pick back from last year, who's their center. I mean, the Warriors are just going to be too good. I mean, the Sixers need to add somebody.
When did they play the Warriors?
Might be on this road trip. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
All right, perfect. Is that all you got on the Sixers?
Yes, sir. Ready?
That might have been just a little too early there. I didn't say I was ready, but
you're ready. You're always ready.
I am ready.
Chat.
Welcome to Pat's Chats. We have 2 videos today. So basically, as Philadelphia sports fans, we're usually disappointed with our teams and how they play and whatnot. So I figured this would be a good, funny segment to do to kind of help make fun of other people that play poorly around the world. And kind of like make ourselves feel a little better and get a good laugh out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, which video should we do first? Tennis or soccer? Because those are 2 videos we have today.
Let's do soccer.
Let's do soccer first.
I think the tennis one's worse.
Tennis one is much worse. Yes.
All right.
All right. So this is the men's U20 team. Pause it real quick.
Oh,
why did that go black? Pause it. Ah,
sorry, I got it.
Yep. Pause it. So pause it right here. So this is the USA men's U20 soccer team, and they're playing against Colombia. Now, Colombia, I think, is a pretty good team. They have a pretty good U20 team. I do not remember if USA won or not this game.
They won where it mattered in Mexico, or against Mexico.
2-0.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, roll the clip a little bit more until this guy traps it. This guy right, pause it.
Oh!
All right. So that guy, number 21, that got the ball, his name's Caden. He absolutely wrecked one guy on the Colombian team and then let it go. Let go. And another one.
Hold on, let me just go pick up your ankles real quick.
He wrecked another one, but just wait. Roll it a little bit more. And kaboom. Made the two guys run into each other. Like, dude, Caden literally, like, one.
Excuse me. Pardon
two.
me.
And the two guys that he just absolutely shat on, he made run into each other, which is hilarious. So basically all I'm saying is Caden just completely shat on Columbia in a matter of 10 seconds. Not even in a matter of 10 seconds, in a matter of like 5 seconds. He trapped the ball.
Scoop up his ankles real quick.
Yeah. Dude, that was just insane. Like, he fooled the one guy so badly that he made him run into his own teammate. Like, come on. That's just nuts. Like, I was freaking out when I saw that, and I'm so glad somebody clipped that and put it on Twitter, because that made the video so much easier to find. So, Caden, thank you for completely shatting on Columbia. So we had a video for this segment. But we're gonna go to tennis now. There was this one actually has some audio in it. So I do not know who these tennis players are, to be honest with you. I know that this is a female match. So basically what's going to happen is you're going to want to keep an eye on the close side, the person right by the net. Just keep an eye on them, basically.
In white.
In white, yes. The white and red shorts. So just keep an eye on them real quick.
I think they're pink.
Doink. What?
And that is complete shank.
Like, you can literally see the ball over here. That was a shank and a half. Ready? Like,
just quit. Just quit.
I laugh every time at that. I am so sorry I feel so bad for this person. But
that's something I do.
Tennis 101. Make your opponent hit one more shot.
The announcer doesn't make it better.
No. Make your opponent hit one more shot, and she failed horribly. She didn't even make it within the court on her own side, let alone making it over the net. Like, that was just, she took a major shat. That's all I can say. Just a major shat. But here, let's just watch it one more time, because I find it hilarious. Yeah.
And that is tennis 101.
It looks like John out there.
Hit one more shot, and it all hinged on.
It looks like John out there. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, she took a major shat there. That was.
As some would say, it was unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Now I see. So that concludes Pat Shats for this week. John, you got anything else to add?
Go Birds. Prove me wrong. Because if they win today and I don't pick them, I'm gonna have to not pick them the rest of the year, and it's just how it is. I don't make the rules.
If they do win today, I'll be amazed. I think Denver's too good for them. Mm-hmm. Just like sometimes how I think Marissa's too good for you.
A lot of people think that. I'm a smooth talker.
I gotta clip that and send that to Marissa now.
I'm a smooth talker. I told my mom that, and I told my dad that, and I told Marissa that the other day.
That you're a smooth talker, or she's too good for you?
Well, I'm a smooth talker because of my interview. I was just like, I'm a smooth talker. I don't know what to tell you guys. I think quick on my feet.
Oh, there you go. You can share your news if you want.
Yeah, I got an internship with a sports agent guy, Josh Weinfield. I think it is Weinfield something. I should probably figure out how to say that. I have dinner with him on Thursday to just meet one of the people that he wants me to work with, and I'll be making some clips. I will be working with his clients to help better their experience and to make them who they are, make them famous.
All right, and I know you're the one in control of the sound alerts here, but give yourself a clap. The clap sound. You
Give me a
don't even
second.
have it set up, do you?
No, I do. I've been playing it. Has it not gone off?
No.
Dang.
Now it should.
Did it just go off?
No.
Did it?
So your sounds are not working.
Ah, bruh.
Did
I'll
you
do it
add the
myself.
sound?
Bruh. Yeah, it's right there.
No, did you add the sound from the screen? Like, is there...
Probably not. Give me a second.
All right, you just removed it from the stream, right?
What am I doing here? Give me a second.
Find it. Find it.
No, I got it. All right.
Bazinga.
All right, I heard that one.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
I said that about the Eagles football team. All right, is there do we have a clap one? There you go. Congratulations, John. Congratulations, John. You deserve it. You deserve it.
Thank you.
Don't mess it up.
Thank you.
But that concludes week 22 of the J&P Sports Podcast. Thank you all for listening. Chris, it was nice talking to you for a little bit. Frankie, thank you for the Flyers comment.
We're going to need more of that.
We are going to need more of that. And
Anybody.
P Willie 06, thank you for saying that John sucks at golf.
Wow.
Are we going to be able to do this next Sunday, or because of your new internship, or you're going to have to figure that out?
I think we'll be okay. I would have to figure it out. Next Sunday. What is next Sunday anyway?
What's today?
Eagles
14th?
play the Saints at 1.
Okay, so that'll be the 21st.
Mm-hmm.
They play the Saints at 1. Oh, that's good for me if Kamara's back.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
All right. So we're going to aim for Sunday at, you want to do 4 o'clock so we can do after the Eagles?
Yeah. Well,
Or do you want to do it at 1, do it during the Eagles game?
we could do a little bit during the Eagles game. We could do like first hour, half hour of Eagles. Just be a strictly Eagles show.
Okay. So we'll aim for 1 o'clock. All right, perfect. So until Sunday at 1 o'clock, stay safe out there. Peace out.